How did Amazon create a recommendation system that surpassed human experts? This is the amazing story of transformation, where book sommeliers, insightful experts, who spent their entire lives exploring books with tremendous expertise, disappeared in an instant, and unprecedented data easily took their place. By watching this video to the end today, let's discover the secret of how Amazon became a store that sells everything. Hello. Following up from last time, let's dig into another fascinating story. It's about Amazon. We'll take a deep look at the innovation process that transformed book recommendation, from human intuition to the power of data. It's the story of transitioning from the era of book sommelier experts to the era of big data-based personalization. What we'll examine is Amazon's early recommendation methods, looking at articles analyzing how Amazon successfully utilized big data in the 2010s. I felt there were tremendous secrets hidden. Let's weave all this content together to find the real reason behind Amazon's recommendation system success. Let's explore together how the transition from humans to data was possible, and what it means. The story begins with the book sommelier era. Like wine sommeliers, they understood readers' subtle tastes. Their role was finding hidden gem books or books perfect for that specific person. It was completely different from simple bestseller recommendations. These recommendations were based on trust between readers and recommenders. It was a very human approach that required insight to read the intellectual currents of the times. However, this era came to an end in the 21st century. While these experts' in-depth curation had value, there were clear limitations. It was a scale limitation of having to deal with millions of customers and millions of ever-increasing books. Providing high-quality personalized recommendations to all readers was impossible. At this exact point, Amazon contemplated methods beyond human intuition. And the answer was data. Amazon collected data on almost every action customers took on their site. They gathered vast amounts of data including purchase history, search terms, shopping cart items, and even how long someone stayed on specific pages. Why? This was the beginning of an overwhelming system to achieve Amazon's goals. It was the introduction of algorithms. And to analyze this data, they introduced a technology called collaborative filtering. Simply put, the principle was this: if someone who bought book A also bought book B, then recommend book B to other people viewing book A. The underlying mechanics are actually much more sophisticated. The core of this method isn't just showing past purchase patterns. By cross-analyzing countless user data, it predicts even potential preferences that individuals didn't know they had. Creating those moments where you think, I didn't know I'd like this kind of thing. At the time, processing this vast and finding hidden patterns was itself an enormous technical challenge. It was the true innovation of Amazon's recommendation system. The explosive development method using data algorithmization had begun. Thanks to this data system, it felt like it perfectly identified preferences. Purchase conversion rates through recommendations notably increased, contributing significantly to Amazon's overall revenue growth. More importantly, sales of long-tail products increased dramatically. Not just a few popular products, but countless books that would have been hard to notice in offline bookstores. Every book got a chance to meet potential customers. It was also positive from a customer experience perspective. Beyond simply selling products, it changed the shopping experience itself. By continuously helping customers discover products matching their individual interests. This represents a fundamental change in marketing approaches. namely, the transition from human expert curation to data-based prediction and personalization. This data-based recommendation system played a decisive role in Amazon, building its identity as the everything store, a shop that sells everything in the world. Amazon's success ultimately lay in realizing large-scale personalization through infinitely scalable data analysis, transcending the limited capabilities of humans. There's something to think about here. Fields where data analysis successfully replaces the role of human experts, like Amazon, continue to grow. This change is happening in medical diagnosis, financial investment, and even artistic creation. Actually, this change was inevitable. As the internet spread globally, enormous amounts of big data began accumulating. And there was no reason not to use this explosive development method. Based on data, the algorithmic approach, without using these methods, one would inevitably become obsolete. Entering the 21st century, meticulous, sophisticated, analytical, and logical methods began transforming small differences into enormous differences, becoming increasingly generalized. In the early 21st century, Amazon's highly sophisticated data system was at the center of this. While connected to the previous video, it represents the first case of using purposeful systems algorithms in a broad sense. I hope today's video helped satisfy your curiosity, and I'll return with another interesting story next time. Thank you.